Hi, my name is Haley.
My name is Dominique.
And welcome to A Different World Part 2 at the historic Central High School. We're with...
Hi, everyone. My name is Jade.
And my name is Max McGadney.
We have a group of Howard students that is here participating in their alternative spring break, where they participate in community service within different opportunities and communities. So, my first question for you all is, why did you all choose to go into Howard?
So during my sophomore year, towards the end of the sophomore year, that was during COVID, and I knew that junior year was the time to start picking colleges. And I didn't exactly know much about Howard. I just knew that I wanted to go to an HBCU. So when I started typing in, top HBCUs, Howard was number one, and I wanted to go to the top school. So I applied. Also, Howard also has a lot of accreditation. When I first went into Howard, I applied SOB. SOB is the School of Business, and they have one of the biggest business programs. You can walk out with a job there. They have the biggest business program. They also have the biggest College of Arts and Sciences. So if you're in that school, you pretty much walk out with opportunities. You walk out with any opportunities, but I know that was one of the biggest ones. And then Howard also has a lot of, they had a lot of celebrities that go there. The vice president went there, Taraji went there. So people like that, those higher role models definitely sparked my interest in it. And then when I applied early decision, which is a binding agreement, and I got in by December.
For me, I would say similar to that in terms of just the history of the alumni that's been there. A lot of great Black excellence that's walked through those same halls as us. The other thing was, I knew I wanted to be surrounded by people that were like-minded. So where I was coming from growing up, there's not a lot of Black kids that was going into higher education, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be surrounded by people that had similar goals as me. And one of the things I heard about Howard is everybody there is academic, but they also got something on the side they're doing, whether it's a business, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's something creative. And that was really inspiring to me that there's people out here that can be so multidimensional. So that was one of the main things.
So knowing that so many people of Black excellence has walked the halls of Howard, does that kind of give you more of a push, or does it kind of scare you a little bit, oh, I have this to live up to?
It gives me a push, honestly. I think it makes it feel competitive in a way, but I think in a very healthy sense, because it's I have a duty to fulfill. I have the blessing and the opportunity to be in this position, so I gotta stand on it and try and make the best of it.
Yeah, I was gonna agree on that note. I don't really think it's more about a competition, but these are the people that we're looking up to, and we want to almost embody, but make better, if that makes sense. So I would say yes, the stakes are high, but they're higher because we want to make it better.
So what did you all go into Howard for, your major?
So again, as I said earlier, I did apply SOB, so I came in being a marketing major. But over the summer before I came into Howard, I wanted to switch to COAS, which is College of Arts and Sciences, because I wanted to do something science related. Similar, I wanted to have the similar goals. My goal is to create or work with skincare. So originally I wanted to create a business out of skincare, but then I wanted to get into specifics about skin. So I chose to go into the sciences. And that's when I had switched to sports medicine, because if I were to do bio, that's more of I wanted to go into research. But sports medicine had the courses that best aligned with certain med schools. So I went from SOB to COAS, and then my specific major was sports medicine.
So me and her actually have the same major and minor. I'm a sports medicine major as well. And what inspired me to pick that major was I was an athlete in high school. Being active is a huge part in my life, and I think it's something that's important for people to maintain as they get older. It's one of the things that or one of the biggest determinants of like the quality of your life as you get older is your physical health. So that was honestly the main thing. It's just it's a passion of mine.
All right, so dang, they just answered the question. But so what do you guys plan on your career in medicine looking like?
What I plan my career in medicine looking like?
Yeah, what would you plan it if you were able to?
Shoot. So once I get in, oh dang, not you snoozed it. So my career in medicine, well, really the goal right now is to just get into medicine. You know what I'm saying? I want to become an orthopedic surgeon. I was inspired to do that at a young age. But at the same time, once I get to med school, I'm definitely gonna keep my options open because I'm just passionate about health in general. So if something else piques my interest and I think it fits with like the goals I have and the impact I want to make, then I'm gonna, pursue that. But orthopedic surgery as of now.
So mine isn't exactly sports related. I just chose sports medicine because the course is best aligned with the med school I'm trying to get into. But I do hope to become a dermatologist, a surgical dermatologist specifically. I want to work on the ORs and mainly work with different skincare issues, specifically with Black people in general or people of color, because a lot of diagnoses go overlooked or unheard of because a lot of people don't have the proper education or proper training to work with Black people. So that's what I really want to get into.
All right, so for me, I plan on going into medicine too. So next year, I plan on starting at U of L, and yeah, I'm going to major in biology and environmental science because I always want to have something to fall back on. And then after that, I plan on going into like cancer research or going into medicine.
Okay.
Because, and becoming an oncologist because I feel like, what was I going to say about?
You good? We got editing magic.
But I just feel like I really want to make a difference for people who suffer from cancer because, like, let me think. But yeah, like with my dad and his what is it called? His struggles with his health. It was like, I don't know, but it was let me think. How can I think right now? Oh my gosh.
You good?
But yeah, it was.
Yes, like
Start from the top of what the top.
prereqs, or like when you think about your undergrad, like talk about how they structured their undergrad to prepare them for.
All right.
Yes.
So let's just I'm gonna do something similar to you. Like I'm gonna do biology and like what is it called? Environmental science. Have something to fall back on. So it's gonna be environmental science. And environmental sciences if I don't go down the research path, or get into medical school, and then I plan on going to like U of L med school or somewhere out of state like NYU or UCLA's medical school because I don't know. I know, but I just really want to make a difference and I want to go somewhere in a bigger city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know you said that you wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon as a younger, but did you all like always know that you were going to go into the medicine and science of college, or was there any type of like doubt that you might change it or anything?
Nah, so for me personally, I didn't know like for sure I wanted to go into medicine until like I was probably 17 or 18. I played with the idea of just the healthcare system in general. Like I remember shadowing dentists and orthodontists when I was like 12, 13, not 13, 14. But to answer your question, no, I didn't really know right away.
Yeah, similar to me, I didn't decide to go into medicine until like literally the summer before I started my freshman year. But literally everyone in my family is in healthcare, so that was kind of like that was kind of like a green flag. Like all the signs were there. Like I want to continue this legacy almost of healthcare, like a family of people working in healthcare.
Yeah,
my whole life though, I did not like doctors or like dentists or anything. So this is like that was very shocking when I came out to my family and I was like, yeah, I want to go into medicine too.
There's nobody in my family that's in medicine, but I was definitely always fascinated by the idea of somebody that was more knowledgeable than me in a subject that had to deal with my situation, if that makes sense, and then them being able to help out with just that information again.
So our next question is going to be, what is the community at Howard like for you?
The community at Howard for me is life. I'm not gonna lie, it's everything. I love it so much. I feel so grateful that I found the group of people that I associate with. Like, if I had to describe it in one word, it's really just love.
Yeah, similar for me. Howard is literally like it's literally like a big family. You know, everyone pretty much gets along, but just like building that sense of
Not
community.
everybody.
Not everybody.
That's life.
Exactly, that's
It's-
life though. That's
It's
life.
life. It is life, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's just amazing that we're surrounded by people who want to achieve higher education, but not only that, they want better for themselves. Like, we're sitting in class and we're probably like the next president or like next Nobel Prize winners. So like, that's literally what I think about when I think about the Howard community, is about like a whole bunch of black excellence that's coming from the school.
It feels like you're walking in Black history.
Yes.
There's no other way to describe it than like, I feel like I'm surrounded by greats. Actually, I know I'm surrounded by greats. That's like the.
Yeah.
And there's some people that probably fall through, which is okay. But a lot
College
of.
isn't meant for everybody.
Exactly. But there's a lot of people that I know are gonna go out into the world after college and make great change.
So, being that you all love your community so much, what is it that you all put back into it? Like, is there anything that you do for your school or any clubs that you're a part of that helps either the DC community or the Howard community?
Yeah, so I've started this little resource for students. It's called the Scholarship Source. It helps connect not only college students, but it helps high school students as well access scholarships that are guaranteed, so not any like search engine scholarships.
And you did this?
Yes, I did this. Yeah, so not only scholarships, but it helps them access internships. There's volunteer opportunities, resume builders, tips on everything in general. So I think that's a really great resource on there. It's growing. It's pretty new. I came up with the idea when I was on the verge of losing my own scholarship, and I understood that like college is expensive for a lot of people. So I thought it would be a really great idea to create this resource that could help so many students. And it's growing, but the next step for when it gets bigger, I want to start a mentorship initiative, which helps bridge the gap between the high school process to the college process, because I know there's like a lot of high school students out there that are probably a little lost or they could gain from mentorship. So I think that initiative would be great. I just want this whole purpose and this whole mission to get bigger.
For me, I'm involved in two main organizations on campus. There was one I was involved in early on in my career that's no longer a thing, called Black Men Feed DC. So that we just gave back to the homeless, like sanitary products and just food in general, or in like socks. Anyways, the ones I'm a part of now is Men of the Mecca initiative. So Howard is like 70% women. So there's not a lot of spaces on campus for men to talk about how they're feeling, or like just remaining in a masculine frame, how to be a man on campus, how to be respectful, you know what I'm saying? One that can be a leader in the Black community. So that's that. That's like a mentoring initiative thing. And then I'm also a member of 360 Creativity Saves Lives. So we have 4 main sectors. We have a music team, fashion, content creation, and music. Community outreach and engagement. My bad, that's the 4th one. I'm head of content creation for that. And that we've hosted so many spaces for people to we do open mics, spoken word, like writing jams, a lot of stuff in the creative realm, but just a place for people to express their emotions. Like, I've seen countless people cry every time we'd host an event, and it's just like the most beautiful thing to me. And then the last thing, I also have a YouTube channel, Max McGadney, on YouTube, MCGADNEY.
Subscribe.
You know what I'm saying? You should subscribe. But on there, I've been posting consistently just about what the Howard lifestyle is like, just life as a college student. And I've gotten so much feedback from that. Like, the amount of people that's come up to me and been like, yo, you're the reason I came to Howard. Like, and just hearing that is one of the greatest things, greatest gifts, honestly. So, yeah.
So I know you all said like it's a lot of love and community on your campus, but when it comes to like not even with the students but with teachers, I know they always say it's very different because they're not like on you 24/7. But do you feel like you have the support that is needed, or is it more so you kind of have to support yourself and then figure it out?
I think you have to support yourself to get you to a point where other people support you. So you have to put yourself in a situation to be recognized as someone that, you know, a professor or a mentor would want to work with. If you don't do that, you're going to be by yourself, guaranteed. But if you put yourself out there, there's plenty of people on campus that are willing to help you.
So, a question I have is: are any of you all in research?
Not currently.
Not currently, however, that was actually one of my like New Year's resolutions, like one of my goals this year. I do want to start a research project, so I've applied to a lot of medical internships. Johns Hopkins being like my top choice because Johns Hopkins is like one of the best hospitals in the country right now. So I applied to that that internship, and they have a lot of like research projects within their internship. So hopefully I get into that, but I've also applied to several others. I applied to CHOP, that's the Children's Hospital Philadelphia, that's where I'm from. I've applied to other internships in Washington, D.C. that's like medical related. So all of those internships get into research. And this also does remind me, I actually have done a research project. It was my freshman year. We actually had a research symposium which I got picked to present my project. We basically had to, it was an ant project, and we had to pretty much figure out, determine where the ant species came from. So it was a year-long process actually. We had to get ants, extract their DNA, and then like we did DNA testing to figure out where the different ant species came from, and then we created, me and my group, we created a whole project based off of it, and we got picked to present in the research symposium.
I will say, just because you said you wanted to be in like big city LA. Last summer I was in LA at USC for an internship called SPIDOR, SPIDOR. It's specifically for minorities, and they focus in research in diabetes and obesity. So that's what I did last summer.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
We have a live studio audience question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm Jalen.
Hi, Jalen.
I was going to ask, with your skincare and you wanting to go into that field, I was going to ask what made you go to Howard besides going the entrepreneurial route and just keeping it basic?
Oh, so basically what made me go into Howard, aside from the...
Entrepreneurial, like not going to college, just focusing on like tests with your skincare and stuff.
Oh.
As in doing it yourself.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, like I said, Howard was the biggest school. Are you asking why I chose Howard?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's asking why you chose Howard instead of not going to school and just focusing on your business.
I mean, like I said, Howard was the top school, and there was like a lot of people I had looked up to that went there. Again, yeah, it was just one of the top schools at the time, and they were highly accredited rather than me going my own route. And my family always had pushed me to go into higher education, so that was like, it was like you have to go to college.
Any other studio audience question?
No studio audience question.
No more?
What's your name again, man?
Max.
Max?
Yeah.
What made you want to start a YouTube channel?
So my main form of like consuming content, like I watched cartoons growing up, obviously, but when I was like probably 10, 11, I was watching a lot of YouTube, like old school YouTube. You probably ain't never heard of these people. And since then, it's been like my main source of content consumption. Like, I don't watch TV. Like, people ask me about shows and movies all the time. I don't know none of them. Like, it's YouTube. So my first video I made, I was like 8 years old. I was like accepted to go to like this Apple camp, and they taught you how to use iMovie. My first time on YouTube was definitely Minecraft videos. And then like probably around my senior year of high school, I just decided I wanted to like document my journey. Sort of not immortalize myself, but just immortalize and memorialize what my experiences are, because I found a beauty in it, you know, in the little things in life. So I just haven't stopped, and I find it so fulfilling to like make a story out of my life, and to be able to help others with that as well. So, yeah.
So, my question is, like, what's something that you've learned from Howard that you'll think you'll never learn from, like, any other school? Like, that's definitely,
Any other school?
Like, that's definitely something I'm learning, like, on here.
Okay. Any other school? I think you could learn this anywhere, but I think you would learn this anywhere, but I never really understood the importance of it's not what you know, it's who you know. But I came to Howard, and it is so in your face, like unbelievably in your face. So I say that there's so much truth to that. Like, I know people that are not the best at what they do, but they know the right people, and they're going to get, yeah.
So for me, I mean, I guess you would get this from anywhere else, but this is also like one of the biggest things at Howard was like, it definitely teaches you to be your own person. Because of Howard's name and like, again, it's accreditation, people go in thinking that they have to act a certain way or uphold a certain, I guess, like personality. And like, just to be real and keep it a bean, keeping it real, there's a lot of, I want to say, people who create these fake personas, and that's definitely like a thing there, and it gets kind of repetitive and annoying because it's like, you don't act that way, or like, that's not who you are. So I think definitely like that's something I have observed that people should learn. Yeah.
Imagine how people talk about like Los Angeles, like Hollywood. Imagine it all black and then centralized into one campus, and then when they leave, they're just regular people.
Yeah, I would say it's very, and I love Howard, but there's a lot of elitist people.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
But probably like a smooth like 15% at least.
Yeah.
We can tell y'all talking about a specific group. Y'all talking like specific.
It's not even like a specific group of people. It's just a type of person. Like you'll see them just like bits and pieces of, not of them, but like, you know what I'm saying, of that type of crowd everywhere you go.
Yeah.
They play into who they're around.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have that here.
I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah. Go.
I was gonna ask, you know, people like to assume that there's a broke life in college, and you're like, you have to find the best ways to survive. And but I was gonna ask, what's a good budgeting skill that you've learned going to Howard?
Act like you broke.
Yes. Have that broke college student mentality. Like, I have a job and everything. My dad gives me allowance every week as well. So.
What?
Yes. But my issue is like after any minor inconvenience, it's like I have to go and spend money. So the idea that the mentality that I feel like people should have is just to pretend the money is not even there. Like, that's something I'm still working on, because you know the goal is to save up for these loans that I'm gonna have to pay off, but that's not working out too much. So I would give that tip that I'll try to work on myself.
So my best advice would be, for one, while you're still in high school transitioning into it, save up money. Like, when I was in high school, I was working pretty consistently, but I was really good at saving money because I was in a position where my parents was paying for me to, you know, they was paying. Actually, no, they weren't paying for my gas. Hold on, they was paying for, you know, car insurance, you know, all that. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to save up while I was in high school, and invest too. I would recommend investing if you have the type of means to do that. Like, and even if it's a little bit, even if it's $1,000, you know what I'm saying? It's a start. I also would say there's a lot of different ways you can make money on campus with different passions. Like, I know people that are photographers making bank, like running it up. I have a friend that works for the NBA right now. What else? Act like you're broke.
Yeah.
And become like a side hustle warrior.
A side hustle warrior.
Side hustle
I'm not gonna lie.
So do you have a job or is it just the YouTube?
So I work over the summers, and then the thing is, I'm not at a point yet where I could live off of the income I make off of YouTube and stuff like that. So like over the breaks, I'll work, save up my money, and then over the school year, I'll have enough coming in from, you know, social media and stuff like that where I can sustain myself, and then like my account just kind of dwindles until I work again. But you know, that cycle's going in soon. I know it for sure at this point.
I also just wanted to add to, if you guys do have like bank accounts and stuff, there's like little settings you guys can have where like money is deposited into like savings accounts every 2 weeks. So that's what I do. I try to have like a certain amount of money that's deposited into my savings account, and I even titled it, like I even put names for my different accounts. Like my savings account is do not touch. I touch it sometimes, but just a little bit. But just like doing those things, like really looking into those banking apps, they have like budgeting tips. So like you could set a limit. One time I tried to set a $25 limit one time, and that did not work. Yeah, like my bank tried to cancel. I was like, I had to call my bank just to unlock it because I was like, I can't do this. But yeah, again, think broke, think poor.
I know I said this before, but invest. Even if it's in like something you know you'll get use out of. Like if you want to become a photographer, videographer, buying a camera, that's an investment as long as you put the work in to use that camera and use it to its full potential. But also like stocks and stuff. I would say crypto is good. Be careful, and it's very scary because I'm in Ethereum right now, and I was so scared at one point, but I'm holding on, and we looking good right now.
Look at XRP. It's a new one.
Okay.
I had one more saving tip as well, and it might sound old, but it's like something that my stepmom used to do all the time.
Piggy bank?
Like, no. I coupon. Like that helps.
Okay.
So yeah, that helps a lot, especially like getting your own groceries, getting like toiletries, essentials and stuff. Like just downloading like different apps and stuff for couponing. That has saved me so much money. Like after like they're done ringing up my stuff and I get that receipt, I'm like, ooh, I just saved $12. And like I was like, yeah, that's a really great way to save. I've saved so much money somewhat.
I would also say student discounts. A lot of things give you student discounts. Target gives you a student discount. Amazon,
Yes.
Kroger's, Apple,
Yes.
all the streaming platforms. Like use those. To
And
the
I ain't in
fullest.
college, but Goodwill is your best friend.
That
Don't
I
be
be
no
thrifting
hater to
so
Goodwill,
crazy.
okay?
That definitely
Thrift.
is.
If you thrift your drip, you're gonna be. No one's gonna have the same thing as you.
Exactly.
And you're gonna look fly.
And as long as you can pull it off, who cares?
Yes, I understand that some of you guys
Because I
might
already
be
got that broke
seniors.
mind.
Yes. Some of you guys may be seniors and have already like did the college application process. Once you guys do like get into those schools and you're trying to like, once you're in, there's an app called UniDays. It gives, it's a whole app that's that gives students discounts and coupons on everything. Like I pay like $3-4 a month for Apple Music. Like anytime I'm ordering clothes, it gives you discounts for like everything. So
What's that called again?
It's called
Y'all write that down?
Unidays.
Unidays.
UNI days.
yes, gives you discounts for everything you can think of.
I need that.
Well,
Well-
how much? Like, okay, like say like you want a full ride scholarship, like an academic scholarship. Like, how much does that cover? Because like that's what I would be curious about.
A full ride.
Well, like, well, not like a full ride, but like you you want like a scholarship,
Uh-huh.
like you know, like you said, like you get paid, you know, this much after you graduate. I just want to know like how much does that go?
It depends. It depends on what scholarship you get.
Yeah. So
Could be
like
anything.
I think the highest scholarship is the I think it's one of the full ride ones, and then it varies. So I think there's like a 25, 20, 19, and then 15, I believe. And then it takes out a good portion. It takes down a good portion from your tuition. You just have to maintain it. So like
You have to hold the GPA.
you have to uphold not only a certain GPA, but you have to have a certain amount of credits. So let's say you have to have a minimum of 15 credits. And if you go under 15 credits, let's say you couldn't register for the class, or like you fail the class. If you have an F on your transcript, you cannot, like, that brings your credits down. Which happened to me one time, but yeah, you have to like withstand or withhold those credits in order for it to like apply.
So I guess this will be our last question. What do you all feel was your biggest obstacle, like overcoming from jumping to high school to college? And like, even like I'm saying with the new people, the new area, going into work, like the new work ethic and teachers.
For me, I would say the biggest and most difficult thing was realizing the importance of networking with not only the students but also the alumni and the faculty. I really focused heavily on building like the community within my grade and the grade below me and above. But like my first year and a half, I wasn't really talking to many faculty and stuff. So I would say that for sure.
For me, high school was a back-to-back schedule, so you have class after class after class. You have to wake up at a certain time. In college, I feel like I have so much leisure time. Like I have
But you
maybe
don't at the same time.
at the same time you don't. Like that's the thing. I was getting carried away with how much free time that I have. That like sometimes cramming on doing work. Like I only have 2 classes a day, and I'll take asynchronous classes, and then majority of the time, like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, my classes end at like 11 off of 1 class, and then the other classes are asynchronous. And then sometimes I'll have like big gaps, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, my classes end at 11, and I don't have another class until 6:40. So that's a big gap, but it really isn't because I have so much work that I could do in between those times. Whereas in high school, I would have just been like doing classes back to back. So trying to managing my time, because I feel like I was better at managing my time in high school, whereas in college, it's like
You have so much time. You
You
just
Yeah,
want to
college
do
way
it.
more
definitely-
intentional about what you're doing with your day.
college definitely like teaches you like how to be an adult.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you.